Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Nobody's on yet. I'm trying to start this over.
Well, we've had the whole other one set
Right there.
up.
All right, so
Okay,
we are on.
sound
So
is working.
sorry, y'all. So, all right, perfect. I don't know what
We have
happened.
ran into issues. Even just, I really hate to just start it off just giving a rant, but I mean, even trying to download our videos have been so much more difficult in the past couple of weeks. It has been.
Sorry about that, y'all.
It has been so crazy.
It's been an eventful last few weeks.
Just to say the least.
Eventful last few weeks. Okay, so tell me where you're actually watching the live from and let me know the temperature of where you're at.
Yeah, so that's how we tried to start off our last one, but y'all didn't hear us.
Sorry about that. Wow, good. Most people came back, 184. So thank y'all so much for being here.
Yes, thank y'all so much. We're so sorry about that. It seems like we constantly had problems with YouTube over the
I just don't think they like us.
Past couple of weeks. Unfortunately.
Perfect. I love to see all these people calling in. It's actually been chilly here. Mississippi's crazy because we actually have very cold. We're like
Michigan's 28.
It's freezing outside right now. It's like 38-ish, and it will be 34 in the morning, but it'll be like 65 by the end of the day. So it really messes with us.
See, in Ohio says 20 degrees.
Wow. There's a 10.
30.
Did you see the 10?
Massachusetts 29. No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Perfect.
Somebody said maybe the Chinese balloon.
We haven't done a live in a long time, so sorry about that. We are unprepared.
Well, we actually weren't unprepared. We just weren't expecting that kink because we never had that problem. Not just like straight up, no sound. Southeast Texas, 60 something. That's good. 67.
All right. So we have a lot of people calling in. So we sat in front of the Christmas tree. We thought it'd be a lot prettier than like where we used to sit in front of the living room area. So
well, it's Christmas time.
It is Christmas time.
So, it just has all the feels.
Thank y'all so much for resubscribing. I know a lot of people have said that, so it really means a lot to us that you are catching our videos and resubscribing to us. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, mine's going a little bit slower than yours, so I was trying to kind of read. All right, and guys, one thing I want to mention to y'all, we have 352 people in here, is please, if you have questions, put them in all caps.
And we're going to try to get to them
because it helps us read them. And I think there's a way that you can slow down that chat from coming across.
I probably could, but to be honest with you, I'm not smart enough.
We'll just leave it alone then. Mine's coming across a little bit slower. But just remember, if you have, okay, it's like it comes.
Just slow it down a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
If you have any questions or comments that you need us to see immediately,
put it in all caps so I can see it.
It kind of helps us catch them a little better.
All right, so start shooting us questions. This whole point of this live is, of course, to give something away. We want to give you a Christmas pack of things away from a lot of our sponsors, but also from us. We've got some of our soap, a shirt from us, also some from the fire company that we are sponsored by, Pro Camp Tech. So we're going to give a lot of that away in a Christmas bundle to 2 people tonight. But hey, shoot us some questions before we do the giveaway.
You got to quit talking so
I'm
we can
sorry.
answer questions. No, I would not hot water bath meat. I saw something about lard. She has not had her babies yet, so we do not know if it's twins.
We're still waiting on the babies.
How was the land going to be used?
From a book guy in Pryor, Oklahoma, what are you reading? I'm reading The Warrior Poet Way by John Lovell. Phenomenal book. If you're not reading The Warrior Poet Way, it's a phenomenal read, especially for men, but also for ladies. Check that book out, Warrior Poet Way by John Lovell.
Yes, we are ready for Christmas. We have been ready. I'm not.
What made you guys homestead diets? We realized the sickness. Misty was part of the medical field, and I'm somewhat there too. And we saw how food was causing so much sickness, and medicine was causing so much sickness. So we wanted to look at it in a sustainable way, and we want to take over our food system. So that's why we did that. Yes, we are raising all our cows, all our beef, lamb, chickens, dairy.
We do not
rabbits,
all Freedom Rangers.
all those are raised on farm.
No calves yet. I actually went and checked on her twice today, and she is so swollen in the back. I'm just like, girl, like I've been saying for like at least 2 weeks, she cannot possibly grow anymore. And like every time she just blows me away.
Best time to get chickens is spring, so that way you can learn them. Do you make your own soap? Yes, actually, we're giving some away tonight to one of y'all. Let's see. There was another great question. What traditions do we have for Christmas? We actually, every Christmas Eve or day before, we always put on the ugliest Christmas outfits that Misty buys.
Huh?
We actually buy the ugliest Christmas pajamas ever that she likes.
They are not ugly.
And we decorate gingerbread houses. We actually have a few videos on the gingerbread houses.
Yeah, I think
check
like
those
2.
out. Hey, thanks so much, DLD After Dark. That means the world to me. Love you guys. I would love to come. Let's see. Thanks for all your content. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that.
When can I get land for pennies on the dollar? Man, I wish I could. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again.
Yes. No, I do not have a video on making buckeyes, but they are really easy. I just use natural peanut butter that is literally only peanut butter and salt. I have organic powdered sugar that I get from Azure, and then I usually use my own butter, but because I just used my last jar of butter, I'm now using organic butter from the store, which I actually made buckeyes today for a Christmas party coming up. So it's really, really easy to do. A stick of butter, a jar of peanut butter, and a bag of powdered sugar. And I just mix those together and roll them out and freeze them before I dip them.
We like raising Herefords, by the way. Someone asked about what breed we're raising on cattle. Let's see.
How to preserve eggs long term. We have some watered glass. I've used some that have been a year and a half old. Freeze drying obviously is the absolute best way, but you can also dehydrate eggs as well. I stink at keeping up with this chat, y'all. What is the best way to store water containers? We store ours in true food grade water buckets. We store what you call water bricks under beds in closets. They're stackable and they fit in very inconspicuous places. So lots of questions about the land. Do you want to spill all the beans or? No, the land is coming in little snippets for you. But and what questions do you have? It is, tell us more about your new property. What kind of house will you build on your new land? We will be doing a tiny home, and we're going to be going through either steel or wood. So that'll be coming up very, very soon. It's going to be an off-grid cabin, basically. Do you guys use solar? We do have several solar. I have a great solar video coming out next week, actually. Do y'all hunt deer on your farm? Yes, we do hunt. Aiden has already processed one or actually taken one this year, and we've already processed it, and we are enjoying the backstrap and the sausage as Holiday traditions. Did you answer that a while ago?
I did. The gingerbread houses and those ugly pajamas.
I'm a little behind. Okay, I'm trying to
What
check
type of meat chickens do you have? We always raise Cornish cross. Then we got away from raising a bird like Cornish cross because we wanted to grow our own. So we started raising American breasts and also white Jersey giants that you would typically see there full-breasted. Wow, having a video on canning on the open fire. I do not, but that would be pretty open, almost like an open kettle almost. Yeah. Well, it would be careful because see the thing with a stove, you can really regulate your own. It will regulate itself to where a fire would probably get hotter over time or colder over time. You have to have a fire that has been going for a little while, and you know the temperature is not going to fluctuate too much because the hotter the fire gets, the more pressure it creates in the canner. So you'd have to really be careful with that. Do you have meat rabbits, and what kind? We raise mini Rex in New Zealand. Great question. Rabbits are probably one of the best homestead animals to raise on anyone's property because they're small and you can raise them. We've got a great video on that, by the way. Yeah. The next chicken butchering class. Well, we have our white Jersey giants. Yeah. Whatever roosters are in this batch will go to the freezer. We'll probably do that in the spring. And thank y'all so much for being on 483. Yes, absolutely. Kind of blows our socks off a little bit. Kentucky honey. I'm sorry, keep on going. But anyway, I was just saying we probably won't butcher again until the spring. And if you're following the Max Life, really a lot of that information I share like every day, like stuff that we do here on the farm. Smokehouse, what wood shed and how did you build it? We built ours out of cypress that was milled here in our local area. If we're smoking the wood, if we're using a smoking wood to cook with, we'll use hardwood to start at any kind like oak, but then we're going to put pecan, apple, cherry, or hickory on it to actually make our sausage or bacon, depending on what we're actually cooking. The best egg laying chicken? I would say
It's kind of a loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
There are some, what I would challenge you to do, there are some that statistically, I mean, if you're wanting to know the numbers that.
I mean, Rhode Island Reds, Barred Rocks, Black Sex Links, Jersey Giants, all those are considered
great
layers,
right? But if you're looking for number per bird, just get on Google or wherever you search and type in best laying chicken, and it'll actually break it down for you and tell you like the birds that lay like X amount of eggs per year.
250 to 300 is a very good number.
And you can choose, depending on kind of what you're looking for.
We do make beeswax candles. Misty uses the beeswax for a lot of other products that we have on farm when we're doing bees. Do you freeze dry food? Yes, we freeze dry food. We use a Harvest Right freeze dryer. We have a lot of videos on that as well. Thank you. Give us a thumbs up. That means a lot. So thank you so much, guys.
What would be the best starter CB radio?
It would be I've got one I think linked in our Amazon store. I think it's the ones in the Amazon store, the one I use. Also, we have the Baofeng two-way radios. Those are really good. So if you're looking for those, we actually tested those over a little over a mile, and they worked fine with no issue. So that was another good one, low frequency. Let's see. Do y'all deal with wild hogs? We did. We actually used to process a lot of hogs here, a lot of wild hogs. I have 2 on a deer camera, but they're not as heavy here. Actually, since we started raising pigs, I guess with our boars, we've not seen as many wild hogs as we used to.
Do you both homeschool the kids?
Misty is the homeschool.
I'm the teacher.
I work full time outside the home too. So, any good satellite radios? We just bought a new satellite radio, and then we also have a new satellite phone that can double as a radio as well. We've linked those in the last video talking about cyber attacks.
Can you freeze dry butter?
No, it does not work.
You can it. Butter
and honey. Don't
or apple cider jellies, vinegar. Anything like that. You cannot freeze dry.
How long does beef last in the freezer? For us, we're a family of 8. We're always rotating.
It does not last long.
But I would say 6 to 8 months is a good time. If you're going over a year with beef in the freezer, if it's not wrapped up good, it's gonna start getting freezer burned and will taste bad. Thank you. We're their favorite YouTubers. Thank you so much, Guardstorm. That means a lot to us.
It is sweet.
Do you process your own deer, and what is your favorite way to preserve it? Yes, we process our own deer. Please quit soaking your deer in water, ice bath water. You're ruining your meat. Put it on top of it. So take some ice, and if you don't have a cool room like us, take some ice, keep it in the bag, and put your meat on top. Do not let your meat soak in that water. You're actually taking all the nutrients out of it. But yes, we process our own. Favorite way to store it? We can can it because it's lean. We actually made some jerky. My favorite is also smoked sausage, and I love the backstraps grilled, barbecue grilled on.
Yep. Live in an apartment. How can I prep?
I have a video coming out of storing in an apartment. I did some videos on stockpiling in smaller areas. You can go back and check that one out. It's in the playlist. But I got a video coming out how the best way to put stuff up in small spaces, probably next week.
Do you guys use solar?
Yes, I've already answered that. I have a good solar video coming out on Opus. We have one on Blue Eddy and Pecron. We've used them all and used the Opus system that we've got coming out that we're going to show next week. It's going to be for our off-grid house, and we believe it's going to be a nice size for us.
All right. I will let y'all know about my sweet potatoes in the ground. I'm going to be checking on those probably come March, because our coldest 2 months is January and February. So the ones that are left in the ground, if they do well there, then we're good. So I'll know come March.
Hey, we actually don't think you can't grow something inside. We actually have sweet potato slips growing right now. Hey, go get those right quick. I'll show you those. So if we have our sweet potatoes and we start pulling the slips off the sweet potatoes, I'm gonna show you how what Misty's been doing with those. So Misty has got a bowl. And these are sweet potato slips. So basically, she'll pull one of these off the sweet potatoes and stick them in here. And it's just a water bowl. And look at all that root system. This right here, this will grow.
It's actually beautiful.
This will grow 100% of your sweet potatoes next year. This is thousands of pounds of sweet potatoes.
I wouldn't say 1,000. I would say hundreds.
A lot of hundreds. So that's like that. Let's say it like that. So you take that back over there. All right. Have you ever had y'all trap hogs? No, we haven't, but actually he's not that far from us. We talked about doing a collaboration one time, so I'm going to try to reach out to him.
Have you ever used a sun oven?
Yes, we have one.
have.
I'm not overly impressed with it personally.
I'm not either. I do have one for emergency purposes. I will tell you this. As far as cooking your food, I give it a 0. On a scale, I give it a 0. Okay. Warming up your food. And now I was using mine in August, which is the hottest month in Mississippi, hands down, sunniest, hottest time in Mississippi. I took cold pizza right out of the freezer, right out of the refrigerator, put it in my sun oven, and it warmed it up beautifully. It didn't dry it out. It was absolutely beautiful. However,
hey guys,
previously, I had tried to cook some potatoes, just regular potatoes. I had them in there from lunch, a little before lunch, maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock. At 5:30 or 6 or so in August, they were not cooked. So that's a big.
I think they're great. I think it's great for heating, and I think it's great for if this is my last option. But I don't believe it's the way that you're going to cook.
I think it would be wonderful if I needed to pull a freeze-dried meal out, add some water to it that was already cooked, and put it in the sun oven to eat a warm meal. I think it would be great. Do I think it's going to boil my eggs?
Correct.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I got the, no offense, Doug and Stacy, but I got the Doug and Stacy sun oven from I can't remember the actual name and brand of it. It is, that's it. The Sun Oven brand, and it did not work for me.
A garden in my piece, what would be the top 3 books on homesteading, depending on what you're looking at. Anything that Joel Salatin writes is a phenomenal book because he's going to teach you the basics of homesteading. If you're looking at cows, Greg Judy is a great leader on rotational grazing.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of, it depends on what you're looking at and what kind of books you're looking at homesteading. If you're looking at survival or you're looking at herbal, Nicole Pillion will be great for wild herbs and herbal and living kind of medicinally off the grounds and earth. That's a great guide there too.
3 of her books, and I absolutely love them. I have learned a tremendous amount.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so 2 things. I just read 2 questions. What's your favorite thing to grow in winter? And we did a video on this, but greens by far, lettuce by far. 2 things we grow all the time.
Actually,
in
over
winter.
on the Max Life, I just put a video out.
And garlic and onion, alliums. But there's another question I want you to look at. How to grow herbs for next year. Mine never grow. We have a lot of videos on herbs and some of the best ones to grow, but we also have on the Max Life, we're going to be doing a medicinal herb kind of grouping that Survival Seeds sent us. Right. And we're going to be talking about how you can get benefits from those herbs to take care of your family.
So I will tell you this one thing about herbs, because I'm kind of like the herb specialist lady over here, is they do not like a lot of water. Most people fail by getting the herbs going and then overwater and then they die. So there's a lot of herbs that do not like wet roots. So overwatering is a huge issue for most people.
Have you done aquaponics? We actually have some of our fish in a pond out there. We've done some aquaponics.
We're struggling with lighting and
we're trying to figure that out. I think it's a great move for smaller areas and colder areas to grow inside. For us, because we can grow almost 10 months out of a year. Really, we can grow 12 months out of the year, but 10 months strongly out of the year.
Really, our thing is we have it indoors because of y'all can look at the skies and y'all know all the stuff. I heard a plane come over our house the other night that was super low, and my words to Colby were, I bet money they're spraying stuff. So, and we're just kind of weird like that. So we have it all set up inside, which there's no light. So we're still kind of messing with some grow lights
to try to get more.
Right. We haven't. We're not satisfied yet, but we're still messing with aquaponics. That's a very good question. But we're not happy. We're not 100% happy with our setup yet.
What coffee are we drinking? Hollow Point for sure. Hollow Point coffee. We're going to be giving that away too tonight.
Nice organic coffee.
Let's see. How are our tropical plants doing in the greenhouse? They're doing really good. Yeah, absolutely. Oranges, lemon, lime, and kumquats are all growing and have done very well. And pineapple.
Limes are all blooming again. I actually commented on the video that we were just talking about. The winter garden stuff, and I got on the greenhouse a little bit. It actually smelled like honeysuckle in there. It was really nice.
We do keep our beeswax. We don't sell candles. I'm sorry, we don't sell the candles outside. We've made them for ourselves, but we actually use the beeswax for a lot of things for skin.
Sunscreen, chapstick, viper rash ointment, which thankfully Libby's potty trained. I don't need that anymore, but I still make it for presents for other people because it is the best.
What kind of fruit trees or bushes do you grow? Mississippi strawberries and blueberries do very well here. Wild blackberries, of course, but blueberries and strawberries are our best. Blueberries are great for bees. That helps us with our bee population, and our bees help our blueberries.
Oh, and I told Colby the other day with Josie, no, we do not have goats. Josie, our milk cow, if she has a heifer, I already have her name. Now, he likes this, I have to stay in ABC order thing.
I do. I'm OCD.
But I told him if she has a little heifer, we're naming her Magnolia. So I've already got her named, y'all. But if she has little bull calf, y'all are going to have to help me name him. But
the reason we don't have goats is we find that pigs can clean up the area better. And we believe that if you're looking at goats or that small of an animal, look at sheep. Sheep do a lot better. They're a lot easier to maintain, and they are ruminant, and they work really good with cows.
Right. And they also don't try to find ways to get out constantly. Where
Absolutely.
if goats see any flaw in the fencing system, and even if they don't have flaws, they still sometimes get out. So that's why we've already had enough issues with the last batch of piglets that we had with them messing up our fences and getting out. And that was more than we needed to deal with.
Favorite work for me on farm is messing with cows or bees. What would you say your favorite part of the farm is?
Making soap.
Greenhouse.
And probably the greenhouse. Yeah.
Breed of cows, dairy, we'd say Jerseys. We also have a Holstein, but Jerseys is number one.
You have to give it to old Gus. She's a good cow.
Yeah, our Holstein's been pretty good too.
She goes right on. And that's what you want. You don't want to have to force them.
And Hereford for beef, by the way.
But you got to give it to her. She's been good.
Have you ever heard of a Milk and Devon? Absolutely. Justin Rhodes has Milk and Devons. Milk and Devons are a great breed. We don't like a horned animal. If possible. So a lot of Milk and Devons are horned, and we just try to keep away from that.
Somebody said I want a Jersey mini cow. We had the most perfect
oh my gosh, yes.
one. Actually,
Allie sold to a company and a guy in Arkansas.
Right. Actually, Allie was on the smaller side. She was right there, almost in that mini. But was Trixie her baby or Josie's baby?
Huh? Trixie was Allie's third baby.
Allie's third baby, and she was bred to.
Yes, Lisa, we do.
She was bred to a miniature. Was that Video's last baby here on the farm? Was Trixie, right? I think she was. Yeah. So he was a registered miniature Jersey, and her baby was beautiful. You would have loved Trixie.
Have we canned beef? Yes, actually, that's a game changer. When you start canning meat, it's a game changer. If you are canning and you're not canning meat or canning even dairy, full opinion here. It's a rebel thing to do, but it's a great thing to do. We can our lard, our butter, Misty does, and all our meats. It's a game changer. It really is.
And the most wonderful thing, I think, is like if I'm in the kitchen and I'm ready to cook supper or whatever, and I forgot to lay out the meat, I go to my cans. If I want to pan sear some potatoes, but I don't want to spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes standing over the oven waiting for them to get tender, I can go to my canning jar and grab some potatoes, and they're already tender.
Someone asked if we were faking our southern drawl. No, it's there. I wish we could kind of get rid of it sometimes.
Well, that's like usually the first people that find me, that's what they say. I just love your accent.
How much land do you need to homestead? We have 40 acres where our second property is 15. You don't need that much. 1 acre can feed a family. If you know how to do it and you learn true sustainable farming, you do not need to have a lot of acreage. The more acreage you have, actually, it's going to cost you more, and it's not sustainable. To me, a perfect sustainable farm would be almost like a 5-acre, 7-acre farm. Even though we have 40 acres, we only actually homestead about 20 of it. Even our new farm is 15. We're looking
and those are just 5. Because we have the bigger animals, like the sheep that require a lot of land, the cows that require a lot of land. And when I say a lot, I just mean acres per grazing. So
someone asked, how many acres do you need for a mini cow? Remember, a herd animal like a cow, sheep, goat, they need another partner. So you need 2. I'd never have one animal like that alone. But usually you say 1 per 2 acres or 2 per 3 to 4 acres.
Somebody said, nope, that's not something you can fake. If you're from the South, you're from the South.
Hey, a lot of the Southern people are saying I sound just like them, so that's good, and you do too. So,
do you use heat lamps for your chicken? That's actually a really good question. So, we had used heat lamps for a really, really long time, but I began to get a little nervous because typically when I hatch my chicks out here, I take them over to our shop, which is connected to our house. And I've talked about this a little bit on Max Life videos, and I would prefer a heat plate when they're in my house, okay? Just because I don't ever know what's going to happen. And I prefer a heat plate because I don't really have to worry about it catching fire. However, when we move them out to our mobile chicken tractors and they're still kind of right around the house, I have a way that I can secure those heat lamps up real well. And of course, we have to run extension cords, but I feel a lot more comfortable doing that with the heat lamps. And so I do still use them, but when I know they're in my house, I will not use the heat lamp anymore. I really like the heat and plate.
Let's see. It is a constant learning process. We do ferment. Fermenting is more popular in the north. We do ferment some things here. Of course, sourdough, kombucha. We don't do a lot of fermented vegetables. We rather can them here.
Right.
Do y'all teach quarterling to processing? We do classes and seminars when we do hog butcherings and chicken processing. We'll send that out usually on the community tab.
Why don't you show farm machinery? We do show us.
We show some, but to be honest with you, we learned to do things without the tractors as much as possible. Like our gardens, we try not to utilize our tractors too much.
I mean, we do sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. How do you use sheep like beef? Yes, we rotate them in places I don't want to bush hog. We're rotating right now in a pine thicket, so they're eating all the shrubbery underneath.
And we just put two. Two
weathers. No, we put two weathers.
Two up.
Yeah, we process two cut sheep basically.
He likes the lamb more than I do. It's a very gamey taste to me, so I don't really. Aiden loves it too. Yeah. Aiden, he would rather have a lamb burger than a regular burger. I'm more of a beef girl, and I actually do like to use ground pork because it makes my beef go further. And when you're like, we are fully sustainable on raising all of our own meat, from birds to all of our own ground porks, ground sausages, ground meats. What else when I'm missing? Pork chops, steaks, everything. We raise all of our own meat. But he tends to like that better than I do. It's just a little gamey for me, in my opinion. Even mixed, it's still a little. I can kind of still get that taste. I would rather use pork and beef and mix it together, and that does it for me. It's pretty good.
Sheep meat is better than goat to me. Sheep meat reminds you of deer, if you're trying to compare. To me, goat's a little bit more greasy, a little bit more not as lean.
Do y'all have turkeys? We used to have turkeys, and
they're expensive to raise.
We really had to come to a place. About 2 years ago, where we just really had to decide like what was necessary and what wasn't, because we were just getting really bogged down in chores. And the turkeys lay eggs. Yes, they do. Every spring from February to June, ducks are the same way. They lay, but it's only during like a certain period of time. But we kind of had to decide like what was important for us and what kind of had to go. And we decided that even though I love the duck eggs and I love to use the turkey eggs, I actually use the turkey eggs to sell in our community because a lot of people wanted to hatch their own. And then we did butcher off a bunch of turkeys as well for Thanksgiving. We just don't eat a lot of turkey and we don't eat a lot of duck. So we kind of just had to say we've got to downsize somewhere. And we just found that needed to be kind of what needed to go.
The biggest deal with turkeys, you got to have a heavy protein source of grain, which is going to cost you a lot. Also, they don't take care of themselves they can't get in a tree as quick as a chicken, especially if you're growing broad-breasted. So you need a great Pyrenees. You need to make sure they're in a hot net. If you don't, you're going to lose a lot of birds.
And they're very delicate. So if you buy them from like chicks and you grow them up, like they have to be almost like at any point in time, they could just fall over dead.
Yeah.
And like for no reason. They're just they kind of remind me a little bit of the Cornish cross, just like any little thing and they just fall over dead. To where your chickens aren't really like that. They're much more hardy.
Dale, we do have bees right now. We have about 12 bee apiary, or two apiaries, about 12 bee houses. What do you feed your chickens? We use Tucker Milling, a Nature Crest non-GMO feed. It's a more of a natural source.
We drive an hour
and a half
to get that. Well, a little over an hour to get that. Just so
we co-op that too. So here, so like the feed, like she was just talking about, we drive an hour and a half, and we go in with a bunch of people and we get a better price because we co-op. What do we talk about with prepping and community? We try to build a group of individuals that's thinking like us to get our feed cheaper. So that's a good thing to think about.
And not only that, you're getting a cleaner food too. We don't want to just go down to Tractor Supply and be like, hey, give us the cheapest food you got, because we're feeding our animals that feed, which ultimately feed us. So if we're feeding them crap, then basically we're eating crap.
Laura, we're sustainable, so we do all our own bee farming. We are our own beekeepers. I've got the stings to prove it. Actually, I've got the pictures to prove it too. If you look at our,
they like Facebook. Colby. They don't like me.
They like to sting me. I don't think they
that's
like
what
me.
I mean. They like to put their stingers in you.
Oh goodness! Hey, if you like this shirt, it's on sale right now at.
It says Homestead Homeschool Mama.
Check that out if you like it. Never gardened before? I'd start with raised beds. Start small. Don't get overwhelmed, and don't be afraid of failing. Yeah. Just being honest with you.
Peas, you almost can't mess up.
Well, in the South, you can't mess up peas.
Yeah, in the South, you can't for sure.
Kentucky honey, you do not need a queen to start, but you have to have a queen to actually have a thriving hive. So if you rob bees out of the woods or you catch wild bees, you need to find a queen. If not, you need to buy a queen.
Mm-hmm. Your queen is what is going to make your babies, because your nurse bees are only going to live so many days and then they're going to die, and then you won't have any bees. So as your nurse bees die off, your queen has to be relaying bees to hatch out and grow up.
All right. So we are going a little over time. So we're going to do the giveaway. We have picked 2 names from the random selections there. So I want to give these 2 names out. You win a Christmas. Yeah, actually I'm off on. We're going to give those away. Where's those gifts?
I hope do you remember the names? Do you have like the full everything?
I do.
Well, Colby kind of handled all of this today because I was much busy doing other things. So he kind of had to do the live.
Hold those for a second.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, JB's Garage. You guys have a shallow well on property? If so, how deep? We have we drilled the well through a company here. We were hitting water at 12 foot, but we are 125 foot deep. That way we have a hand pump that can go as deep and make sure the water is good and clean.
Yes, we've been very happy with our hand pump.
Oh, absolutely.
Too. We actually have a video on that as well.
We're not giving this away, but this is what the video is going to be. This is from Survival Seeds. You're getting a sneak peek. No one has seen this. This is their new pack of ultimate medicinal herb collections. And don't tell them I showed it to you.
I know. But he's like,
don't tell them. Don't tell them. We're going to be doing a video on this. So if you're interested in medicinal herbs.
Yes, and I'm going to break a little bit of that down and show you what all is in the packet and tell you, like, right off the top of my head, some of the ones I know. Like yarrow is one of the ones.
They're going to get on to us for doing that. So.
Yarrow is one of the ones I know that's in there. And yarrow is very, very good to stop bleeding. So there you go. There's a little tidbit on that. But I'm going to break up in that packet and kind of show y'all what's in there and tell you about some of the herbs, some of the things I know that they do, and about some of the things that are on the packet as well that I think that you'll enjoy.
All right. So let's see the winners of the stuff. Now, the stuff is going to be this is the he makes. If y'all can see it, this is lemongrass, eucalyptus, and peppermint. It is phenomenal, by the way.
That's one of my best sellers right there.
And then the next is going to be fire plugs. This is tender. It lights just about in any kind of weather, even if you got wet wood. This can start it. It's from Pro Camp Tech. They also have a fire starter there too, and 2 different versions. From Hollow Point Coffee, we're going to be giving away the dark blend. This is going to be the 45 Fearless. This is organic single origin coffee. Very good to actually.
This is Aiden's favorite brand.
Absolutely.
And I actually like a huge coffee drinker.
I like the 40. They do it, of course, spin on the 2A, but it's on 9, 40, and 45. 40 is my favorite. 45 is Aiden's favorite. He likes his a little bit stronger. This is a shirt from Hollow Point 2 we're going to be giving away. One person will get this shirt. One person will get a nutrient survival shirt. We're going to be sending that out in a bundle. We can't wait to give it to you. So the 2 winners so far randomly selected is going to be The first one is going to be P Sawyer 4090. So
Send
if that
us
is
an
you, email us, or if you're on the chat, let us know. We need to get your information to send to you to get this packet to you for your Christmas. If we can get that from you, we can get this to you probably before Christmas.
Right. So please send us an email and let us know so that we can get your address.
Okay. And the next winner of this stuff is going to be Dwight Wingington. I think I said that right. Dwight Wingington 3682. Reach out to us. I cannot put it on the screen because we are live. Those are the two names, though. Dwight Wingington and P. Sawyer. Both of you, please reach out to us.
Congratulations.
And we will get these sent to you. Now, I got one more fire plugs that I can give away. And I'm going to, and one more thing of soap. So I'm going to give a third thing away. And we're going to take it from the chat. So you're going to, what's a good question? What can we actually ask? That would be a great question. We're going to come up with a question so somebody else can win.
Oh my goodness.
You got to come up right now,
like that.
right now on the spot. Think of something. Harley, what are you thinking? What would be a good question?
What was that question?
What do you think?
I don't know.
All right. So we got to think of a good question, how we can give something else away.
Harley said,
how do we email you? The maxhappyhomestead@gmail.com. We'll try to type that.
I'll add it. You
Misty,
ask a question.
Misty will add that in the chat. So that way, if you want to do that. So, okay, let me think of a good question. Misty said, let me go on. Okay, let's see. What was the name? This is going to be a hard one here. What was the name of our first Hereford bull that we got during the pandemic?
That is a hard one.
That is a good. Let's just see if anybody knows that.
If
what was our first?
If you've been with us for a long time, his name kind of stuck out.
Not our first bull. We've had another bull, but what is the name
of
the first Hereford bull that we got during the pandemic? That's a hint. We got during the pandemic.
The first one we see with the right answer will be the winner.
Let's see. I don't know if anybody's gonna get it. One person. Oh my gosh, I'm old. I can't remember. Good guesses, but it was during the pandemic. So let's think about it. There's a lot of people commenting. See if you see it.
I haven't seen it. Have not seen the right
Y'all are
answer
so close.
yet.
Oh, there was one that was real close. Have you seen any of it yet?
Not yet. That was a hard question.
That was a hard question.
Because we didn't talk about him a whole lot.
Bam! Somebody got it. Oh gosh.
I haven't seen
Our
it
Way
yet.
Out. Our Way Out got it. So do you see if you see
You
Our Way
did.
Out? So
Congratulations, y'all.
Quarantino was his name. We actually got him. I was actually sick that day, and we picked up that bull and we named him Quarantino. So way to go, Our Way Out. I can't believe somebody got that.
And we have actually met them, and they
out of
are really,
Oklahoma.
really, really fantastic people. So if you're looking for some other great people, y'all go over and check their channel out.
Our Way Out,
do
reach
a
out
whole
to
lot
us.
of homestead shout outs and stuff all the time, but just fantastic
Charles
people.
John, that's it.
We were able to, like I said, we met them last year. Speaking of the Okie Homestead, last year we were able to meet them. Just fantastic people. So
reach out to us
guys.
and we'll get some soap to you and some other fire starters there. Thank you, Betty Boop, so
Thank
very
you
much
so much
for that. Let's see.
She's got a question
See if you can get to the question. Click on that yellow right there.
right here. Here we go.
Okay. Betty Boop says, is there any way to fix old bottled water? It must have bacteria, viruses, and more microplastics since it has been sitting for a long time. I want to keep it to drink it. 30 cases. Okay, here's what you do.
Boiling your water is the best.
Boiling water is the best. I've done a whole video on this. Boiling water is good. If you can't boil the water, they sell treatment tablets. Now, I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that is a last case scenario where there are little treatment tablets. You can drop it down in there and it does help clean it.
Filters.
Filtered. We have, I'll tell you this, we have a Sawyer filter. We have a Life water filter. We have a Life straw filter. And then we have what you call a bladder filter. All of those filters are where you pour it into it and then it filters that water right back out. If you think of like a Brita filter or something like that, nothing wrong with that, but I would go with a survival style filter. Sawyer filters is probably my favorite. We have several others. There's membrane, water membrane, life straw, but Sawyer filters has probably been the most proven. Berkey is another really good one for a water filter. Alexa Pure, another good one there too.
Okay, and I want to also tell y'all about Okie Homestead. We are going to be at the Okie Homesteading Expo in Pryor, Oklahoma. That is going to be March, but I don't
Probably
remember
not
the
just into it.
exact dates. If somebody has that information, y'all be sure to shoot it on there, or I can pull up the website. But we are going to be there. We would love for you guys, if you could make it out to meet us. I'm going to have a table out front with T-shirts, with my homemade soap. I spent probably 2 months making soap to bring. We also are going to be there answering questions. We would love to meet you guys, talk to you guys, take a picture with you guys. So we will be there in Pryor, Oklahoma, 22nd, 23rd. There we go. I'm going to get the website and add that on there too. But we are so excited to be back. We have gone 2 years in a row, and it is absolutely fantastic. We're also going to be sharing. We have not nailed down topics just yet, but if it is something that you're wanting to learn, and you're like, last year they did butchering chickens. Last year, like live demonstrations. They have done whole hog classes before, where they literally butchered right there on site, went through the whole breaking down, curing out. I mean, it was just fantastic. They also did meat rabbit butchering on site last year. It was just fantastic. So if you're really wanting to learn and saying, you know what, I'm kind of scared to go into this butchering meat birds, or what else did they do? They did financial classes. It was all kinds of stuff. I really think that you guys would enjoy that. All right, I'm going to pull up that website real quick.
All right. I hope we answered a lot of your questions. If you have more, you can always email us. We're going to try to do a live a little bit every once in a while, and a few every month, just to try to help out, maybe answer some of the questions that we can't get to in the comment section. But we are definitely trying our hardest for sure. And we do appreciate you coming on. We do appreciate your thumbs up. It means the world to us, especially because some of our videos right now have been kind of held down. So it does mean a lot to us that you're here. All right. You got the dates you said?
Yes, I just posted the website. So if you guys want to, Jennings, get your hands off the chair, buddy. If you guys want to just click over and say, hey, what is it all about? And you know who's going to be there. Actually, Joel Salatin, which we have actually been able to personally meet on his property, on his farm. He is a fantastic guy. When I tell you, he is who he is, and he's humble, and he's genius. Like, it's just great. He's great. I think it's going to be a wonderful event this year, and I hope you guys get to come. We would love to meet y'all.
Merry Christmas to you. We hope that you have a wonderful time with your family. We have some great videos coming up on both channels. Please check those out, share them with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and let us know what you'd like to see in each of these videos, because we want to try to give you the right information to help.
We've had a couple of people, well, I say a couple, it's probably been way more than a couple, have to let us know we cannot thumbs up your video. We can't comment on your video. We're being unsubscribed from your video. And I had one lady say that she had gone and she had thumbs up all of our videos. And when she went back, like, it was not showing that she had viewed any of our videos. Her thumbs were gone. So it was just kind of like, we don't know what's going on. We really don't. We can't answer those questions. We don't know what's happening. We just want to say we're trying to be here for y'all. We're doing the best we can. We're going to fight through whatever's going on for as long as we can. So,
guys, thank you so much for watching.
Absolutely.
God bless.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.